Hello, this is JP from JP's LEGO Reviews. Today, I'm going to do my LEGO Star Wars Christmas guide for 2024. So, let's get started. Firstly, let's look at some budget LEGO sets. The first LEGO set that is in the budget range is 50 Australian dollars, 30 US dollars, and it's the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack. Now, for a budget of basically 50 or 30 US dollars and less, something that most people can quite easily afford, this is probably the best set you can purchase, simply because for that value you get 8 minifigures. Actually, sorry, 9. You have 2 battle droids, 3 super battle droids, 3 regular normal clone troopers, and a clone shock trooper. Now, for all these minifigures plus a little bit of a build, 50 Australian dollars or 30 US dollars isn't a bad deal at all, considering the fact that most smaller size builds now actually go for more than this price point. The second set that I recommend is 35 Australian dollars and 20 US dollars, which is the Ambush on Mandalore Battle Pack. You have a Mandalorian warrior, a Night Out, and 2 Imperial Commandos. For 4 pretty interesting minifigures, it's not a bad price. And again, considering the fact that you get a little build that looks pretty decent as well, it's not bad value for money, especially considering the fact that for this sort of price point, especially for LEGO Star Wars, you don't get much these days. And for what you get, it's still pretty high quality. Now, for the last set I recommend, it's 20 Australian dollars and 13 US dollars, which is the Captain Rex Y-Wing Microfighter. Now, I will say this set is probably worth your money just for Captain Rex. Before Captain Rex minifigures were being released from about 2022 onwards, with the start being from the UCS Venator, this minifigure went at least for 30 plus US dollars second hand. So knowing how much demand there would be for a Captain Rex minifigure, obviously you can get a little Y-Wing plus a Captain Rex for 13 US dollars or 20 Australian dollars. It's not a bad deal considering what you're getting, and a Captain Rex minifigure is a pretty unique minifigure in the Star Wars lineup as well. Now, for medium-sized sets or medium price sets, the first set I have is 130 Australian dollars or 80 US dollars, and it's the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit. Now, this is a great LEGO set because you get the Sarlacc Pit as well built, you get a Desert Skiff, you get a good amount of minifigures, and you have an exclusive minifigure as well. But I will say, especially being a LEGO collector observing LEGO sets from 5 to 10 years, I definitely can see the inflation in LEGO's pricing, and in ways that LEGO arbitrarily increase their own prices to make more profit, simply because they can, and this is one of those LEGO sets. Now, would I recommend you not buying it? No, it's something that I recommend, but I've easily been able to find this set, at least in my market, for at least 20% off, and at least both in the US and Australia, I would recommend you to at least get maybe a 25% off discount. Don't buy it for more than 100 Australian dollars or even 65 US dollars, simply because the amount of bricks here doesn't correlate to what you're getting, what LEGO asking for in price point, but still a pretty good LEGO set. And the second set is 120 Australian dollars or 80 US dollars, and it's the Mos Espa Pod Race. Now, considering what you get, it's actually kind of a good deal, simply because you get 2 pod races, you get a bit of Tatooine sort of build up, and you also get a big sort of platform where you can easily display this. And considering it's a display set which has its own price increases just because it's a display set, it's pretty good value for money, and more importantly, it's an interesting scene that hasn't been seen quite often, being a Mos Espa pod race. And because of the uniqueness of this set combined with its relatively good value for money, this is a good set to get. Now, the third set here is 100 Australian dollars or 80 US dollars, and it's the Tantive 4. Now, in the US, this is overpriced. I would not recommend getting this unless it's somewhere around 60 US. It may even be a bit much even in Australian dollars, but it's a far better deal than the other LEGO sets we've seen so far. And the good thing about this 10T4 is for 100 Australian dollars or 80 US dollars, you get a very good looking, small, but good looking display set. It's kind of like the Superstar Destroyer set we got last year in 2023, except that set had better value for money than this. But it's still a high quality build, the 10T4. And the final set I have here is 100 Australian dollars or 70 US dollars, which is the Mandalorian helmet. This came out in 2022. Even this at the time felt like LEGO was pushing it a bit for pricing, but comparing it with the other LEGO sets that have come out in later years, it's still good value for money. And the most important thing is, the LEGO helmet series kind of looks like LEGO wants to discontinue it, since in 2024, no more new helmets have been made. In fairness, they have done it for other themes, so maybe in 2025 we'll see it again, but I'm not sure. And while you have the possibility, seemingly, to get a LEGO Star Wars helmet, the Mandalorian is just the best one that you can get. It just looks the best, and overall, it's a clean looking helmet design. Now, moving on to large LEGO sets. The first large set is 200 Australian dollars or 100 US dollars, and it's the R2-D2 set. Now, this is a great LEGO set because it's very displayable. You get a smaller version of R2-D2, which makes sense. You get a really interesting 25-year anniversary exclusive minifigure, and overall, it's just what you want it to be, a good LEGO display set. But if you are in Australia, please don't buy this for $200. At least get it for $150, maybe less. Even in the US, this is sort of pushing it for value, simply because for the amount of bricks you're getting, which is, say, 1,000 pieces, it's not worth 200 Australian dollars, and I question if it's worth 100 US. In the US, it is far better value for money, I'll give you that, but this is a great LEGO set, but kind of the thing with a lot of these LEGO sets on this video is, for quite a lot of them, get them at a better price, because at least in the last 2 years, LEGO have really seemed to increase prices further in a way that doesn't make sense. But here we are. Now, the second large set is 300 Australian dollars or 160 US dollars, and it's the Imperial Star Destroyer. This thing isn't even close to worth what it actually is, but it's a brilliant looking set. It looks absolutely fantastic. It works both as a play set and a display set. You get a great line of LEGO minifigures. And it's very displayable as well. You get a Cal Kestis minifigure, which makes it interesting, like the other LEGO sets, but this one is a thing as well. In Australia, don't bother buying this unless it's at least 20% off, with the caveat that it is hard to find, at least in my market. But if you can find this easily in your market, and you can see it can get discounted often, make sure it's at a really good discount before you purchase it, because it's a great LEGO set and it's a high quality LEGO set, but the value for money just seems to be getting worse and worse each year. Now, for 250 Australian dollars or 140 US dollars, we have the Coruscant gunship. Now, here we get 5 minifigures, and it's a LEGO gunship. They're fun, and it's a unique take on it that makes it more interesting. It doesn't actually ruin it. And it's just a good LEGO set, great minifigures, and an okay price. It's not perfect, but it's better than what we've seen so far. And because, at least in my market, it is hard to find as well, paying full price isn't the worst thing you can do. I still would try, but it's not horrible. Finally, we have, for 230 Australian dollars or 140 US, the AT-TE. Now, with this LEGO set, it's just fantastic. The pricing is pretty decent compared to other sets. You get a great range of minifigures, and the build is really displayable. There's just a lot to like about the AT-TE build. Everything in this LEGO set looks fantastic, and even value for money, it's worth your money. And I don't know how long this set will last on shelves. It's been out for 2 years already. It's from 2022. So I would recommend getting this set first because it has the highest chance of retiring. But it is a fantastic LEGO set. Now, talking about gigantic LEGO sets, there are two. And the first, for 350 Australian dollars or 230 US, is the TIE Interceptor. Is this still a lot of money? Yeah, it is. But I will say, this isn't the world's worst value for money when it comes to LEGO. And that's kind of where it is with LEGO, and just the pricing of LEGO these days. At least between 2019 and 2024, the prices of LEGO sets have exponentially increased. And even comparing it to currency and things in general, it doesn't really make sense that it's increased that much. So I do recommend you, if you can, to try and find this on a discount, but it's a brilliant looking TIE Interceptor. It looks better than the TIE Fighter UCS set, and that is a truly awesome LEGO set as well. It's well built, it looks fantastic on display, it's a fresh UCS set idea, and it's just very well executed for what it is. It's just a great LEGO UCS set, and that's all you want from a LEGO UCS set. And finally, for 800 Australian dollars and 500 US dollars, it's the Jabba's Sail Barge. And I have seen this thing in real life. Boy, it's not worth the money, but it looks awesome. I would say it's probably worth about 600 Australian dollars or 400 US. So I definitely, if you can, try and get it at that price point. But it's truly a fantastic set. Firstly, we haven't seen a Jabba's Sail Barge for at least 10 years. We get some very good minifigures, including Jabba the Hutt. But most of all, this sail barge looks fantastic. It's sleek. It's completely different, again, from a normal Star Wars UCS set, which is great to see. And it's just a well-built, fantastic LEGO set. There's nothing to complain. It's well executed. It looks really realistic. The minifigure selection is great. Overall, there's nothing to complain about this set, except for the price point. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below in the comment section if you would get any of these sets, or what LEGO set are you planning on buying this Christmas. Again, let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you want to see more content just like this, please subscribe. I hope you guys have a great day and keep building.